All right, Friday afternoon, school is out, although we have a baseball game tonight. Sawyer's dressed and ready for baseball tonight. But we decided that we were going to share our homemade granola bar recipe that we like to make and that we eat rather quickly, don't we? Because they're super tasty. So Sawyer's going to help me. He needs to learn how to cook. He doesn't really necessarily think so. However, it's true. So, yeah, we're just going to jump in, and then I'll post a replay too, so if other people want to watch it, they can. So Sawyer, we're going to start here with half a cup of nut butter. We're actually going to double it, because otherwise it doesn't last very long. It's homemade granola bars are technically called energy bites, but I usually just put them in a granola bar versus rolling them into balls, because it's much, much faster. So, nut butter. What kind of nut butter do we use?
Nut butter.
From a nut. Almond, peanut butter, sunflower seed. What do we use? What is that?
It's peanut butter.
Peanut butter. And I actually have my peanut butter from the Amish grocery store. And I put it in a thing of hot water because it was in the fridge. And so it would actually be pretty hard. So because we're doubling it, we're going to do how much? So instead of half a cup, we're going to do?
A cup.
1 cup. Okay? So, and that's about what I have left in this container, I think. So I'm going to do this. And Sawyer, why don't you get the honey ready? I need 2/3 of a cup of honey. And I'm just going to do it in the same one, and I'm just going to eye it because it's close enough. No, we're going to use the same measuring cup, okay? Oh. Okay, so get the lid off the honey. So it's ready to go. And we can put it right in. Now I'm just going to scrape the rest of this container. That'll be right at 1 cup actually, so it's pretty much perfect. Alright, so then I'm going to dump that in my bowl.
I don't think anybody's watching.
Actually, yes, we'll post the replay later. It's all good. Alright, so Sawyer, we're going to fill it 2/3 full, okay? And while I do this, let me grab this measuring cup here. You're going to get the oatmeal. I need you to do 2 cups of oatmeal in here, okay? So look on here and fill it for 2 cups. You can use one of these as a scoop if you need to. We have things blowing off of our table. Windows are open. It's a beautiful day. We like it. Good night for baseball, as opposed to some of the other nights where we are a little chilly. All right. So, if you're watching and you want to comment what you're doing tonight, I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be at baseball games. I'm going to wipe my hands off a second. All right, Sawyer, you have 2 cups?
Yep.
So yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so now, oh, it looks like I need a little bit of vanilla first. And I'm going to do, I have my teaspoon, I think you're sitting on it. This is a tablespoon, but that's okay. Because I need 4 teaspoons of vanilla and a tablespoon is 3. So it's all good. In case you can't tell, I'm not an exact measure. Close enough. And in these, it doesn't matter. Alright. So there's our vanilla. And because I'm using natural peanut butter, there's really no salt in it. So I have my pink Himalayan salt. You guys like the pink salt, don't you? It's kind of fun. We're just going to put just a little bit of that in too. If you're using other peanut butter, don't do the salt. Not a great idea. Okay, Sawyer, you're going to pour that oatmeal into here. Into the bowl though, not the counter. Counter doesn't want it. Okay, and then you can do whatever you want. It says coconut. We don't really do coconut here. We're not big coconut people. So I have my flaxseed. Keep it in the freezer. Keeps it fresh longer. Okay, so I'm going to do a cup of flaxseed. We'll post the replay later and then people can watch it whenever they want. And then I'm going to do a half a cup of wheat germ. And I'm going to measure this just because it's not perfect. Sawyer, pour that in. Okay. Alright, and then, Sawyer, you want to stir this carefully so you don't spill. Hold the container with one hand. Yep. Alright, now what I'm going to do, because it's healthier than just doing straight cinnamon, I have my cinnamon bark here, and We're going to pretend this is Vitality, which is internal, but I don't have Vitality. So I'm going to take a couple drops of cinnamon bark essential oil. If you don't have that, then you just use regular cinnamon. And I would just use 1 or 2 teaspoons of regular cinnamon. So I'm going to put 2 or 3 drops, however fast it comes out. So you dig all the way down to the bottom. 2, 3. Then I'm also going to, okay, keep it in the container, please. You have to stir carefully so you don't flop it out on the counter. All right, and then I've also got my nutmeg. And again, if you don't have the essential oil, you can use regular nutmeg instead. Keep stirring, please. That's not really stirring. I'm just going to do 1 drop of nutmeg. We're not huge nutmeg people. No, 2 little drops came out. And then we're going to stir it. All right, Sawyer, can you get my pan? It's right behind you. And it takes a little bit of muscle to stir. There's some recipes where you melt it, but this one doesn't require melting. It just uses a little bit of elbow grease. So you just stir until it's all mixed in really well. Sawyer, why don't you cut open my chocolate chips? They're really healthy except for, here, just cut a tiny, cut a tiny corner off. Just a tiny corner so they pour out. They're minis. We like chocolate. And so I've got to be honest, we do add a little bit of chocolate chips. You don't have to do that. You can just keep them with the straight ingredients. Makes them a little bit healthier. But we're going to do half of it with chocolate chips. We're not going to pour them in here, though. We're going to pour them in the pan. Not into the pan right now. And then a half, I have mint chocolate chips. Also from the Amish grocery store. You can get them in bulk there. It's pretty awesome. We like to go there. There's a couple, actually, within an hour and a half of here. So now I'm just going to take it and pour it out. And I have an 8x8 pan, but you could do a bigger pan if you wanted to. Depends how many bars you want to get out of it. My high school cross-country team loves these granola bars. In fact, anytime I ask them, if I ask somebody to bring a snack, they're just like, Coach, can you just bring your granola bars instead? So then I put it in a bigger pan so that I have more of them. But they actually know that I use just a couple essential oils. If you've ever been to my house, you know a lot. Right, Sawyer? Yeah, we use them every day. Sawyer put some on like 5 minutes ago. And they actually asked me once, joking, they're like, so Coach, are there essential oils in this? And I actually looked at them and they're like, are you kidding me? Uh-huh, there really are. So cinnamon bark is actually super good to help support your immune system. And that's why you put that in instead of the regular cinnamon, and it just makes them even better for you. So now I'm just pressing them into the pan. Very simple here. Like I said, if you really want to, you can roll them into balls, but I find that to be very labor intensive. Looks like Sawyer has a little pile of chocolate chips he's going to eat. So now I'm going to just kind of take some chocolate chips. I have minis. And put some on top of half of it. And then I'm going to get the mint chocolate chips and put them on top of the other half. And then they're a little bit gushy, not bad, but I do keep them in the fridge. It just keeps them a little bit firmer. And then they're not quite as messy, but you can eat them right away, really, if you want to. And then I'm just going to take my spoon, and I'm going to push it down so that the chocolate chips are pushed down into the pan. And, should we show them, Sawyer, the finished product? We have half a pan of mint chocolate chip granola bars and half a pan of chocolate chip granola bars. So there you go. It's one of our family favorites, and we like to make those, and we eat them quite quickly. So everybody enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Friday, and enjoy the beautiful weather if you live anywhere in Iowa.